Today we're looking at the SUV versus the sedan. How do SUVs and sedans compare in purchase price, fuel economy, safety, drivability, space, and comfort? What are the best-selling SUVs and sedans right now? And what types of people are buying which today? Well, hop in and let's go for a drive. When someone says car, people typically tend to think of a sedan. The word has become synonymous because, traditionally, the sedan was the common choice for a passenger vehicle. But in the last decade, SUVs have risen in popularity, so much so that SUVs have been outselling sedans each year since 2015. Of course, there are many types of SUVs nowadays, including the compact crossover, midsize, and full-size. It's as varied as the types of sedans, which come in subcompact, compact, midsize, and full size. Of course, that's not even mentioning the luxury subcategories. So what is an SUV? You probably think you can visually identify one on the road, but the standard definition for this type of vehicle is one that combines elements of a road car with off-road capabilities, as in sports utility vehicle. But interestingly enough, there is no solid, definitive, agreed-upon definition of an SUV. And in lieu of this, you can see that when you consider the term varies between countries. Some countries say an SUV must be built on a light truck chassis. Countries with broader definitions allow any vehicle with off-road features to be called an SUV. In the US, SUVs have been classified as light trucks, which means they qualify for more lenient regulations. One of the key reasons why SUVs are so popular is because they're taller and heavier. Drivers just feel safer inside. You also have better ride height, so you feel you have a better view, and therefore you feel you have more control. There's a 3-year study that was done by IIHS, a safety research organization that's funded by the insurance industry. It surprises no one that small cars have the highest death rate, but what's interesting is the study showed that luxury SUVs as a class had the lowest death rates. That's because of pure physics. When it comes to car crashes, larger and heavier masses are generally safer and do more damage to the lighter vehicles. But not all SUVs perform better in safety than cars. For example, small two-wheel drive SUVs actually had about the same fatality rate as mid-sized sedans. There are lots of other safety studies and crash tests that have been done by other organizations. One study showed that when you pit two cars of a similar size, say a sedan versus a sedan, or an SUV versus an SUV, and so forth, then the sedan proves safest in an accident. In fact, when an SUV hits an SUV of similar size, there can actually be much greater risk of injury since the impact of two large objects will lead to greater damage from all that extra energy. But in the real world, when you're on the road, you're driving along, cars of all sizes and categories are there, and not just the same category as your own car. In general, SUVs hold up better than sedans in front-end or head-on crashes. One study showed that the driver and passengers in SUVs are 50% more likely to survive a crash without suffering as many injuries as individuals riding in a sedan. In head-on crashes between an SUV and a sedan, SUVs had a much lower fatality rate. Head-on crashes account for about half of all passenger deaths on American roads. But you cannot say a blanket statement that SUVs are always safer than sedans. That's not true. That's because when it comes to rollover accidents, SUV drivers have a higher risk of being killed because they're higher up in the air and they tip over easier. SUVs also have a higher risk of being in rollover accidents due to wind or weather because they have a higher center of gravity. So you're probably wondering, what's the chance of a rollover accident? NHTSA did a study. They found that of all passenger vehicle crashes, 3% were rollovers. So rollovers in general are not that common. But that said, if you were ever in a rollover accident, NHTSA study showed that you have a 20% chance of fatality. Whether you're thinking of buying an SUV or a sedan, you should consider each vehicle safety rating, crash test rating, as well as the driving behaviors, road conditions, and traffic in your local area. And if you do choose an SUV, don't think you can be lax on your driving. You should always be attentive and maintain safe driving speed, even if you have the safest vehicle on the planet and you think you're driving a tank, because there are other lives on the road that are at stake too, not just your own. But let's talk space. It's obvious that the larger the car, the more driver and passenger space and cargo space you have. Even compact SUVs offer impressive cargo capacity and much more comfort comfort than sedans. It's a no-brainer that SUVs have a leg up here. They're just more convenient, practical, and comfortable. But what about fuel economy? Sedans generally offer better fuel economy. That's because most sedans come with 4-cylinder engines, which generally are more fuel efficient than the V6 or V8 engines of an SUV. Even sedans with V6 engines are still on average more fuel efficient than an SUV, since the sedan is smaller, lower to the ground, and the engine doesn't need to expend as much power for that same size and weight. And how do SUVs and sedans compare in drivability and vehicle handling? Well, sedans aren't as top-heavy as SUVs. They have a lower center of gravity and are generally easier to drive and maneuver. Also, if you're cornering, sedans have a less chance of a rollover. And of course, sedans can be easier to park since they're smaller than SUVs. On the other hand, SUVs often come with all-wheel drive, whereas many sedans don't offer this. So the SUV may be relatively better equipped in severe weather conditions. If you want to off-road, an SUV will give you a better ride experience since it has higher ground clearance than a sedan, plus expansive tires, rough terrain abilities, and generally more muscle to drive off-road. What about towing capability? A mid-size and full-size SUV offers good towing capability. So in addition to large cabin and cargo space, you can also haul more stuff in the back. For example, pulling a boat or other motor extensions is a lot easier to do with an SUV than a sedan. But let's talk about money. That's always a big topic. With a sedan, fuel isn't the only area where you save money. The purchase price of a sedan is generally much less expensive than an SUV, both new and used. By the way, do you know what a crossover is? It's a subcategory within the SUV family. Crossovers combine elements of an SUV and a sedan, hence its name. Some people use the term CUV as an acronym for crossover utility vehicle. A CUV is an SUV that's built with a unibody frame construction. That's why some people call it a car-based SUV. If you have a hard time identifying a crossover from the outside, then look at the inside. Mid-size and full-size SUVs have up to 3 rows of seats, but the crossover has a maximum of 2 rows of seats. Needless to say, crossovers are generally smaller than the mid-size or full-size SUVs. People consider crossovers to be the more modern kind of SUV. They have better gas mileage compared to the earlier SUVs. Now, crossovers usually come with all-wheel drive, so it has a better all-weather capability than sedans in general. They also have more field of view, so better visibility than a sedan does. Want to know what the top-selling SUVs and sedans in America were last year? Now mind you, this is just about sales number, nothing about vehicle reliability, engine power, or other qualifiers. Let's start with the SUVs. So the 5th best-selling SUV in America is the Ford Explorer. Last year, Ford sold some 226,000 units of these mid-size crossovers. It's the best-selling 3-row SUV in America. Ford offers an all-new rear-wheel drive platform, and the vehicle can tow up to 5,600 pounds. 4th place is the Nissan Rogue. Nissan Rogue sales were a tad more than the Ford Explorer, almost 228,000 units. 3rd best-selling SUV is the Chevrolet Equinox. Chevy sold more than 270,000 units. 2nd place is the Honda CR-V, a compact crossover at 333,000 units. And the number 1 top-selling SUV in America is the Toyota RAV4, another compact crossover. More than 430,000 units were sold last year, almost twice the volume of the Ford Explorer. So you can see, as far as SUVs are concerned, America prefers crossovers. All 5 of these best-selling SUVs are crossovers of different sizes, whether compact or mid-size. This is the niche market where the consumer demand is right now. So who's buying these SUVs? In 2019, SUVs made up more than 47% of U.S. car sales. Compare that to sedans, which accounted for just 22%. Want to know who's buying SUVs versus sedans? First of all, current car buyers are made up of 3 main groups. You have the baby boomers, that's people aged in their late 50s to early 70s. They account for 32% of all car buyers. Then there's Gen X, that's people in their 40s and early 50s. They make up nearly 38% of all car buyers. And then there's the millennials, or people aged from mid-20s to late 30s, and they make up 23% of the market. It shouldn't be surprising that a little less than half, or 43%, of new SUV buyers is from the age group 25 to 54 years old. So it's the millennials and Generation X. Years ago, America worried that millennials will forever be urban hipsters, uninterested in buying cars or homes. But now millennials are getting older and richer with kids in tow. They're starting to buy more houses, and that means they're buying more SUVs to drive to their suburban home. But now let's look at sedans. Within the sedan class, the midsize and compact sizes are the most popular in America. Here's the rundown. The 5th best-selling sedan in America is the Nissan Altima with 137,988 units sold last year. 4th place goes to the Honda Accord, just under 200,000 sold. Followed by the Toyota Corolla in 3rd place with 237,000 sold. The 2nd place goes to the Honda Civic, 261,000 units. And no surprise that the top best-selling sedan is the Toyota Camry, almost 300,000 units sold last year. As far as comparisons, there are advantages and disadvantages to SUVs and sedans. You can see from the sales numbers what Americans currently value and prioritize. But never mind what others think. It really all depends on your lifestyle and what's more important to you. Do you prioritize safety or fuel economy, cabin and cargo space, or the purchase price? But you tell me what you think. Comment below and share your opinion. What's better, the SUV or the sedan? If you enjoyed my video, please give it a thumbs up. Thanks for your support.